So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you with Enrique Culhu Freitas. He's Director of Transportation for API, which is a worldwide organization specialized in cruise transportation, pilots, cabin crew, and that kind of thing. You work with them already for 5 years. Enrique, hello.
Yes, hello.
How are you?
Very well. How about yourself?
Well, you look great as well.
Thank you very much for having me.
So this is a group of GPN, and they are very interested to listen to you.
Okay, I'm just putting the. I'm trying to share the presentation. Just a minute. I'm putting the. Can you allow me to share the PowerPoint, please?
Yes, you should be able to. Can you
I'm
try?
trying. Antigamente tinha negócio que você share screen. See if you can see now.
Yes, perfect.
This screen. Okay. No, just show you. Okay, hi. So I'm Coelho. I am based in Toronto, Canada. So I understand that we have all the GPN in Barcelona. Raquel, my friend Renee, I believe Roger from Osternik too. So all of you that are listening to me, thank you very much. Okay. Thank you. So I have a very tight schedule, and I promise you, Raquel, that I will do no more than 20 minutes. So first of all, thank you for having me, and then I will go straight to the brief presentation, okay? It's a long time that I have been talking with GPN. We had this horrible pandemic, but now the airline business is very busy, very, very busy. So things are ramping up very fast. So API is a company that started 40 years ago in New York. We have a headquarters in New York, and then what we do is crew management. We find hotels and we find transportation to the pilots and to the crew for currently 101 airlines around the globe. Okay? So I will make a brief introduction to API. We are currently managing $1.5 billion in contracts on behalf of our airlines. We have over 700 cities around the globe, and this slide says 70 airlines. We are already in the 100 airline mark now. So we have a global presence. The headquarters is in New York. I am in Toronto. We have satellite offices in the United States, in Brazil, very strong operation in Brazil. We have London, Dublin, Paris. We have Hong Kong. We have Sydney, and now we have New Zealand. So these are offices with API personnel. In New Zealand, for example, it's for Air New Zealand. In Sydney, it's for Virgin and Qantas. In Hong Kong, it's for Cathay Pacific. Brazil, we have 100% of Brazil Airlines. In the United States and Europe, we have a lot of big airlines that I'll explain a little ahead. Oops, sorry, okay. Okay, so we have two kinds of airlines. The airlines that we call domestic, regional, like, for example, United States, JetBlue, Frontier, Mesa, Endeavor, American Eagle, ExpressJet. These airlines, they are what we call domestic. In Europe, will be like Ryanair or CityJet, for example. And then we have what I call the big guys, right? is the big airlines like Air Canada, Cathay Pacific, Qantas, ANA, that's All Nippon Airlines in Japan, Brussels, Aer Lingus, Jazz, Air France, British Airways. Just Air France is like 110 destinations, and British Airways is, I believe, over 110 destinations. So what we do, we manage these airlines A to Z. Okay, so we do the sourcing on behalf of the airlines for hotel and transportation. We do the negotiation on behalf of the airline for hotel and transportation. We do the contracting to the airline. The only thing that the airlines say is, I want this, I want that, I want to stay here, I want to change provider. The decision on changing the incumbent is sovereign to the airline. We present the options. At this very moment, after pandemic, is the busiest end of year we had in 40 years. August and September, we had a record of sourcings for our airlines around the globe, everywhere, because the airlines after pandemic are having a very, very busy year, very busy, and they are looking for savings in hotels and transportation. So now all our airlines are seriously considering changing providers to save in the long run. So it's a very good timing for us to partner up. API becoming the world leader in crew management because of our technology. We have a very, very robust technology called ACE. What we do is we interface with any airline system. So like Lufthansa, Air France, Air Canada, Cathay Pacific, they have a very complex systems. So what we do is we generate the schedules for the airlines, and then through our technology, we send the schedules to the hotels and to the transportation providers with name change, last minute change, any kind of operation change, we do it in real time. So we go beyond, because we do the whole billing cycle to the airlines. So the way we operate is, example, I have Air Canada in Charles de Gaulle to renewal. It's about to finish the hotel and transportation contract. So when we renew, we say, okay, you are in the Meridian, and I offer you the Sofitel, the Sheraton, and the other option of hotel. Same thing to transportation. You are in Mr. Chauffeur, and then we offer you GPN, we offer you. So we give the airlines usually 2, 3, or 4 options to choose if what they're looking. Companies that are reliable, punctual, professional. So that's what I do. I build a network of reliable, professional GT providers around the planet Earth. So I don't need to talk about GPN, because GPN is quality. It's the kind of partner that we offer the airlines. We put you in the upper shelf, showing your structure, your reputation, your fleet, and then, you know, at the end of the day, the airlines are looking for the best possible service in planet Earth for the lowest possible rates on planet Earth. So this is the airline game. They're always looking for the best possible rate for the best possible service, because API usually negotiates long-term contracts, 3 to 5 years. The long-term contracts, they give the benefits to the airline to make a projection of savings for the next 5 years. The 3 or 5 year contract gives the transportation company a business that may be not the the most expensive rate, maybe a lower rate, but it's 365 days a year for the next 3 to 5 years. So, example, if you get a big contract like Air Canada in Charles de Gaulle or Cathay Pacific in London, etc. I have all over Europe. So we look for Madrid, for Barcelona, for Paris, for London, for Warsaw, Athens in Greece, you name it, Frankfurt, Munich. We always have an airline looking somewhere in Europe. So every other month, I will have a big airline looking for a big contract somewhere in Europe. This is a great advantage to have a company like GPN as a preferred partner. So our system not only do the schedule and the pairing system, but we also do the billing. The other thing we do is called the crew care, where the pilot or the crew member, they can check where your car is, they can check in the hotel when they leave the airplane. They step out of the airplane, they put the name, the badge, the hotel, and the check-in's done. They don't go to any lines. They go to the hotel, pick up the key, and go to the room. Same thing, we interface with any given transportation system, and we can offer them the location of your vehicles. So this is very interesting to the airlines because we help them to control the whole cycle, A to Z. Let me see. So this is more or less like they will see the hotel. It's the app that we call Crew Care, and they can also say good things about the hotel, the transportation, or they can make complaints online. So we are always trying to give the best possible experience for our crew members. We give updates, layover accommodation, we give online on-time data, we have the feedback for the crews, we provide details for hotel and ground transportation, we do auditing, we do tracking, all the system is managed by API. So about ground transportation, we have been growing very much because of API for 35 years was only hotel. That is 6 years ago, I started the ground transportation because the airlines asked us, oh, you do such an impeccable job on the hotel side. Please do the transportation for us. Now we have over 800 transportations with transportation contracts. We have over 90 airlines with transportation contracts with us, and we are in a very fast expansion. In global transportation, not all airlines, the airlines that we are taking over the hotel and transportation, we have a spend of $68 million only in transportation. In Europe, is already $25 million in spend and growing. So we, as I mentioned, we have Heathrow, we have Gatwick, we have Barcelona, we have Charles de Gaulle, we have Rio de Janeiro, we have Munich, we have Madrid. We have a very big operation in the United States. Only in New York, we have like 52 airlines per day. In Miami, it's like 20 airlines per day. In Los Angeles, 24 airlines per day. So you name it. We have the big airports and we have the small airports like Lyon or Lille or small airports like Birmingham. So we have all kinds of airlines, all kinds of airports. We work big crew airlines, cargo airlines, cruise lines. We just signed a big railroad in Europe because we have a Canadian Pacific in North America. And the cruise line and railroad is the same modus operandi than the airline. There's ship hotel or airport hotel or railroad hotel, and then the next day back to work. So to have an idea, Last year, we have like 1 million trips in North America, 468 destinations, 513 contracts active, generating a spend of $68 million. And this is kind of half of our 100 airlines. We can grow the double than that. In Europe, it was 216 trips last year, 158 active contracts, 24 airlines that we have transportation there, with $25 million in spend in Europe and growing. So basically what we do is we are the leader in crew management. We present the hotel and the GT to the airline key decision makers. We manage the whole relationship through our technology. And I believe a company like GPN, if you partner up with a company like API, we have the airlines flying to and from Europe. You have the transportation everywhere in Europe. The level we are looking for our pilots and for our crew. And you have a good reputation. It's just a matter of your stock. And I talked to Raquel. I can go individually for each one of you to see if you are interested in embrace the airline crew segment and the cargo. To finalize, the cargo usually is 2 to 3 crew members, pilot, co-pilot, and load master. So usually it's a SUV or a sedan. The big airlines, what they call the intercontinental airlines, like, Air Canada from Toronto to Paris, or Cathay Pacific from Hong Kong to Madrid, wherever. This will be the big 13 to 18 crew members. Air France, the big intercontinental flights, is always 18 crew members. So if it's a domestic airline, you need SUVs. Intercontinental airline, you need a van, a minibus, or a bus. Example, Air France in New York. I have 82 crew members per day. It's 11 minibus every single day for 4 flights for Air France. So basically, we are in a very, very good year. 2023, we have already projected only for January and February of 2023, we have over 40 sourcings. A lot in Europe. I have example, JetBlue sourcing Heathrow and Gatwick. I have other airlines sourcing Warsaw or Munich, Barcelona, etc., etc. So we have lots of business, and we need, especially in Europe, good partners like GPN. I have very, very good partners in South America, in North America, but to be sincere with you, we have a lot of space to grow together in Europe. So to finalize, what I offer is for those GPN members that are interested in embrace the crew segment, we will have, I'm not talking about a partnership for 2 weeks from now. I'm talking a long, many years partnership to both companies benefit from years to come. So the way we operate, we have a very simple agreement. We don't even call it a contract. It's an agreement between API and the GT provider saying from this date forward, API and car service in Madrid example, we partner up, you become partners, and API will present and introduce, and only if API is instrumental to materialize a long-term contract between the airline and the GT provider, that contract, the length of that contract will be commissionable to API in 10%. So the way we do, we only make revenue that comes from our providers, hotel and transportation, if you sign a contract with an airline. When you sign the contract with the airline, So the airline will have what we negotiate on the contract, right? The rate is that much, the hotel is this one, the size of the vehicle is this, so many crew members, so many trips per day. And then as we do the billing cycle, my financial people talk to your financial people. So we pre-audit the invoice to make you, GT Provider, receive for the services in a timely manner. Usually the services are paid like 30 days after the services are rendered, and only after you receive from the airline, then API send an invoice to collect the commission. So that's the way we work. I hope I'm exactly in the 20 minutes. So I believe I have a few minutes now for question and answers.
Thank you, Enrique. You are in the 20 minutes, you're good.
Thank you.
Sorry for terrorizing you.
I know.
Anybody have any questions?
Yeah, clear. You work directly with only the airplanes companies or also with the handling companies?
No, we work basically with the commercial crews and the cargo crews. We have nothing to do with the handling. I mean, you mean like Swissport, right? That take care of the airport
Right,
handling.
exactly, because Swissport is a customer and
No, we don't deal with the handling, no. Just the transportation hotel for the cruise. That's what we do.
Because sometimes Swissport call us for the transportation of the crew, sometimes, that's why.
No, we don't do the handling, no. And we only source it for hotel and transportation with the okay for the airline. So basically what we do, we source the whole network of the airline to check the rates for the incumbent against the rates that we can offer. Not only the rates, we are always looking to offer a better service, a better hotel, a better GT provider, and hopefully with some savings. So basically we don't touch handling, no.
Some more questions? No? Any questions, Enrique?
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, so I will after this contact each one to see who is interested, and then we go from there. Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity. I know you're very busy today. Thank you for letting me in, and have a great week. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Yeah.